hopeful neighborhood is where neighbors use their individual gifts and neighborhood gifts to pursue the well-being of their neighborhood. Neighborhood gifts come in 6 different types and can be found in your local neighborhood or your broader community. These important assets can't be fully utilized, though, unless they are noticed and recognized as the gifts they are. The first types of neighborhood gifts you might notice are physical gifts. Physical gifts are easiest to spot because, well, they're physical. Some physical gifts are naturally occurring, like a calm lake or a tall tree or fresh air. Others are man-made, like smooth streets or functioning traffic lights or a raised sidewalk. Whether a large park in an urban area, a suburban jogging trail, or fertile farmland, there are many physical gifts in your neighborhood and in your surrounding community that directly affect the well-being of your neighborhood. The same is true of private sector gifts like businesses, restaurants, banks, and media outlets that you may see as you drive around your neighborhood and community. While assets in the private sector are run to make a profit, they also directly and indirectly affect the well-being of your neighborhood. Whether you are talking about a downtown movie theater, a small-town general store, or a local catering business. Another type of neighborhood gift that has a huge impact on your neighborhood's well-being are public sector gifts. You may not give government agencies, first responders, or public libraries a lot of thought in your daily life, but public entities like public schools, hospitals, pools, rural fire districts, and the post office are important assets that affect you and your neighbor's well-being. Some people in your community have voluntarily joined together in different groups. Those groups or associations include book clubs, neighborhood associations, volunteer groups, quilting clubs, and more. Whether big or small, these associations are all a rich part of what makes your neighborhood and community what it is. Nonprofit gifts are similar. They can have a huge impact on the well-being of your neighborhood. From housing shelters to religious organizations, from food kitchens to counseling centers, from programs for kids to programs for the elderly, nonprofit gifts can be a profound source for you and your neighbors. Finally, don't forget to think about group gifts. These are the people groups that add to the cultural richness of your neighborhood. College students, senior citizens, and local artists may seem to have little in common, but the reality is all of these demographic groups are gifts to their neighborhood. The same is true of children and teenagers, immigrant populations, and musicians. All these groups of people are gifts to your community and your neighborhood. A hopeful neighborhood is where neighbors use their individual gifts and neighborhood gifts of all 6 types to pursue the well-being of the entire neighborhood. It's important and exciting to discover what neighborhood gifts are already right around you. A hopeful neighborhood is where neighbors use their individual gifts and neighborhood gifts to pursue the well-being of their neighborhood.